Can we talk about your story?
The origin story?
Yeah. How did you get into jiu-jitsu? Let's like go through the line here.
Yeah.
How did you get into it?
Yeah.
Or martial arts, maybe.
I always say 2000. Well, I grew up wrestling. So, and for me, wrestling is a martial art. Arguably one of the most dominant martial arts.
I'd agree.
Arguably one of the most dominant. If you are going to be a modern day competitor, you need wrestling, you need jiu-jitsu. Some striking, of course, but that's the strength base is grappling. So it was 2000. I always say 2000 just because it's easy to remember, but really it was 99, somewhere around Thanksgiving, before Christmas, somewhere in there. I don't know. It was so long ago. Different people that have been my peers for many years have thrown different dates at me where they're like, oh yeah, I remember I met you in 99 and just before Thanksgiving. I was 28 years old.
When you started?
Yeah.
So
I started late.
Okay.
Now the whole reason I started was we were coming up on the new year, and I was former wrestler, right? So I got fat like a lot of former wrestlers do, where I'm like, man, I fucking hate cutting weight. Yeah. This is bullshit. I just want to party and, drink a lot and get girls and eat food and whatever, because I didn't do that in high school because I was focused on wrestling. You know? So we were going into the year 2000, and myself, a couple of buddies, we all pitched in, I forget what it was, $100 or $200, whatever it was. It was going to be a weight loss challenge. Who can lose the most weight by whatever the date was, and winner takes the pot. So I was like, I'm winning this money. I'm 28. I got a shitty job. I'm like, I'm getting this money. So I started like looking around. I'm like, let me join the gym now. I hate the gym, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, martial arts is cool. Because again, at that time, I still had the mentality of like everybody else. Yeah. I watch these movies. These are cool. I could do that. And let me, enter the dragon and break some boards and whatever, right? Yeah. So I opened the yellow pages. You guys know what those are, right?
The phone
book. Because this is pre like internet, So I opened the phone book, right? I flip back through, and I'm looking at martial arts, and there's this little, like the smallest ad you can buy, like the size of a postage stamp. Yeah. And it says, "Learn Gracie Jiu-Jitsu." And then it had Hoist Gracie's original Flying G logo on it. Call this number. I'm like, there's no fucking way this is real. Because I had seen the UFCs.
You knew about Hoist at this time?
I knew about Hoist at this time because we had watched the UFCs in college. Yeah. Right? When I was in university, the first UFC came out, and we all got together and watched it. I remember thinking, man, this dude's going to die. Like, someone's going to die today. We're going to see this happen. And that didn't happen. Like, Hoist won, and I was like, and then it happened again, and then it happened again. So I knew about the Gracie family. Anybody who was a fan of the UFC back then knew about the Gracie family. So I called the number, and guy answered, and he's like, "Yeah, we train on, I think it was Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, whatever time it was. Come on in." Okay, cool. Didn't think anything of it. Next day, I called again. I'm like, this can't be real.
Is that this area?
Yeah. So that was this was in Einan. It was Betty Street next to Cousins Market. It was just this little tiny spot. I'm going to say less than 1,000 square feet, maybe 1,000 square feet. Didn't even have heat. Yeah. They would remove the tiles, the drop ceiling tiles, to steal heat from the grocery store next door.
Oh, that's funny.
So,
there was probably no money in MMA back then.
There was nothing. There was nothing back then. So I finally got up the courage and went, and had my first class and loved it. It was two brothers, the Brunetti brothers. They were both blue belts at the time. They had gotten their blue belt, I think, from Hoist. If not from Hoist, it was like kind of like a Gracie family seminar type of thing. But at that time, the Gracie family was training on both coasts. So they were based in California, but they would also come to the East Coast, Philadelphia in particular. Okay. And that was where these brothers, one of the brothers was going to university down there, and he was learning it, and then got his other brother. And long story short, they earned blue belts, and opened like a little club. That club eventually kind of started to grow a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, but I was hooked. I was in it now. And it was shortly after that I met Hoist, and I remember, very clearly meeting him at this seminar and just being enthralled by him. Yeah. Like, wow. This dude is the baddest dude on the planet at that time. Yeah. This dude is the baddest dude on the planet. And wow, I just shook hands with him, and we're having a conversation, and we're out to dinner. Like, this is fucking weird, man.
Just you and Hoist, or
no, like a group of us. Yeah, like a group of us. A group of Cinco fans, all like heart eyes emojis, and oh, this is Hoist.
Trying to keep it together.
Yeah, trying to keep it together and be cool, but on the inside you're like, ugh. And I was just, anytime he was going to be there, I was there, and I was there, and I was there, and just doing seminars. And then I got my blue belt and started to be even a little more serious about it. You know, I was like, oh, okay, I can,
Yeah.
you know, maybe I could do more with this. So I started traveling, going, like, if he was, you know, if he was doing like an East Coast tour, say he was going to be up, you know, like Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, doing seminars, I'm like, well, here we go.
Wow.
You
So
know,
you're
and
traveling.
I would just like drive to these seminars, and then eventually I would start driving him from place to place, because he'd be like, oh, you're going there. Let me just jump in the car with you. Why should I rent a car?
Wow. So
you
you're
know?
creating a relationship.
I'm creating
with
a
this guy.
relationship with him. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was all based on you know, meeting him through the
Yeah.
Bernetti brothers. Because at that time he was spending a lot of time on the East Coast, because he started dating his now ex-wife, but he started dating Marianne, who was from Easton.
Yeah. Tyler
Yeah.
told us that.
Yeah.
That was a
and
crazy
So he
story.
was around all the time. So, you know, we were getting more than just like the 2-hour meet and greet seminar.
Yeah.
Of like, hey guys, here's a couple quotes. You know, he because he was in the area, we're getting 3, 4, 5 hours, break for lunch, come back in the
Yeah.
evening, train some more. So we were getting a lot
really
out
picking
of
his
him.
brain.
Yeah, we're really picking his brain and
Wow.
working stuff. And that eventually led to me getting a purple belt under him.
Wow.
And that
From him?
from Hoyce, yes. Yeah. I got it in North Carolina, actually on the same day that my good friend and mentor now, Rob Kahn, got his black belt. Yeah, purple belt, North Carolina, that was 2005,
Yeah.
I think, 2005, yeah. Yep. We flew through a real bad thunderstorm. The airports had been hit by tornadoes.
Yeah.
Like, we just pushed to get there, and
Wow.
we got there, and I just remember at the end of the seminar going, holy shit, I just got promoted to purple belt.
Yeah. At the time, were you doing it like solely for the love of the sport, or did you ever anticipate making a career? out
No,
of
I
all of
didn't.
this?
Having this as a career was not on my
Yeah.
radar.
Yeah. What did your
Not
friends
on
and
my
family
radar.
think about you?
They thought I was
Just
fucking nuts.
Traveling
with-
all
They thought I was
over.
nuts. My parents, I don't know how they didn't disown me. They literally, they were like, "You're quitting your job to do what?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just gonna travel around and train, and
Yeah.
you know, and whatever. I'll make some bucks doing, you know, odd jobs and
Yeah.
shit and whatever." And that's what I did.
The Ronin
And
lifestyle.
then yeah, it was kind of like that. It was, you know, I hated my job. It was a factory job, and it sucked.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
So I just decided I wanted to enjoy grappling. So I did. And we were sitting we were getting ready to leave, and I remember Hoyce saying to me, Cracker, that's what he always called me, Cracker. Cracker, when you get back to Scranton, I want you to open a gym. Not just, you know, because we just had a little club. He's like,
Yeah.
I want you to open a gym. He's like, the jiu-jitsu that Scranton is getting from other people is not jiu-jitsu. It's not. And he's like, and I need you to do this. And I was like, okay, I guess. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't
Yeah.
have 2 nickels to rub together, so here we go. You know, and I said, I'll give it a year. I'll open for a year, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I tried. And committed to that 1-year lease, and I think I went from opening day like 5 or 6 guys, because we were already training together at
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
you know, at the club.
Yeah.
And these are 5 or 6 guys that obviously I'm not charging at this point, because how am I going to charge these guys that have been training with me this whole
Yeah.
time, right? And yeah, man, we moved, and in the first year, I went from those 5 or 6 guys to 30-something students.
Wow.
And I went, okay, I'll commit to another year. Let me do another year. And then it was just boom, 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 boom. It just kept growing into what it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.